Hello friends, how are you all today? Welcome to Focus Prep Current Affairs. Today we are going to discuss the daily current affairs of 23rd of November, and along with that we are going to discuss the important static GKs that you need for your exam. Now the PDF of today's current affairs is available in our Telegram channel Focus Prep Current Affairs. The link is given in the comments. Okay, go to the comment section, click on the link and join the Telegram channel to get all the PDFs, all the daily PDFs along with all the topic wise sorted weekly current affairs and the weekly test series also. So we provide regular MCQ PDFs also, and we conduct the quizzes, okay, regular quizzes based on daily current affairs in our Telegram channel Focus Prep Current Affairs. So go there and join it to get all these PDFs. Now let's start with the 23rd of November, all the important current affairs. See, the first news: India is to host the ICA Global Cooperative Conference for the first time. So this ICA Global Cooperative Conference, this will be held where? In New Delhi in India for the first time in the last 130 years. So in the last 130 years of ICA's history, this conference have never taken place in India. Now it is going to take place in New Delhi in India, so this becomes important. Now remember who all are going to be the special guests. Bhutan's Prime Minister Dasho Tshering Tobgay and the Fiji Deputy Prime Minister Manoa Kamika. They will be our special guests. So remember the Bhutan Prime Minister and the Fiji Deputy Prime Minister. The names are also important, so remember these two names. Now what is going to be the theme of this event? It is going to be cooperatives build prosperity for all. So this is going to focus on the cooperatives, the role of Indian cooperatives. Now India has 25% of the world's cooperatives. All right, so this is around more than 8 lakh cooperatives India have, which is more than 25% of the world's cooperatives. Now this conference, this will be held by the International Cooperative Alliance, ICA. So what is this ICA? When was this established? Let's just look at that first. ICA was established in 1895 to promote what? To promote the cooperative model. ICA is the apex body that represents these cooperatives globally. Now, where is the headquarters? All the headquarters are important. So, headquarters is in Brussels in Belgium. Please remember this point, that ICA has its headquarters in Brussels in Belgium. Now, ICA's 2020 to 2030, this 10-year-long strategic plan, it is titled as a people-centered path to second cooperative decade. So, decade means the 10-year span, this from 2020 to 2030. This has been the strategic plan, this has been titled as a people-centered path to a second cooperative decade. Armenia joins International Solar Alliance as its 104th member. So this ISA, this International Solar Alliance, this has been a lot in news recently. Now Armenia has become the 104th full-time member of ISA. This International Solar Alliance, we have already discussed, but I will go through this quickly, that this was established by the joint initiative of India and France in 2015. And where was this initiative started? It started in the United Nations Climate Change Conference that took place in Paris. Now ISA now have over 120 signatory countries, and these countries are primarily based between tropics of Cancer and tropic of Capricorn, because these countries which lie in this region, they get mainly the sunlight and they can utilize the sunlight for solar energy. What is the main goal of ISA? The main goal is to promote efficient use of solar energy and to reduce the dependence on fossil fuel, because India and all other countries globally, we are trying to move from a fossil fuel dependency to a more sustainable use of energy. So ISA does just that, but it promotes the solar energy usage. Okay, so to make it more sustainable, the energy use. Now the headquarters is important of ISA. Where is the headquarters? It's in Haryana in India. Ashish Khanna is the new Director General of ISA. So this was also in news. So remember that Ashish Khanna, he will be the next Director General of ISA. Next current affairs, former Supreme Court Judge Harjit Singh Bedi passes away. So this is again important personality, Harjit Singh Bedi. He was our former Supreme Court Judge and he has recently passed away, and he was also the ex-Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court. So he has recently passed away. Remember that his significant role have been in reviewing fake encounter cases in Gujarat. So there are these fake encounter cases. So he is remembered for a significant role in reviewing these fake encounter cases in Gujarat. Next current affairs, General Upendra Dwivedi conferred the honorary general title by Nepal Army. So Upendra Dwivedi, he is our Chief of Army Staff, right? So he has been conferred the honorary general of Nepal Army. This is just a title, honorary title given by the Nepal Army to our Chief of Army Staff, General Upendra Dwivedi. Please remember this name, that the General Upendra Dwivedi, he is our Chief of Army Staff. Important appointments, okay? The chiefs of the Indian and the Nepali armies, they exchange these kind of titles, okay, these honorary general titles in every 3 years they do this. So why do we do this? Because this practice, it symbolizes our mutual respect between the two countries, the solidarity that Nepal and India shares, and the enduring friendship between India and Nepal. Now the next one, India's first constitution museum inaugurated in Sonipat. Very important current affairs. India's first Constitution Museum inaugurated in Sonipat. So the first Constitution Museum, this was inaugurated at the O.P. Jindal Global University in Sonipat in Haryana. So this museum, it is celebrating the 75th anniversary of adoption of India's constitution. On which date was our constitution adopted? That is also important. It is on November 26th, 1949. The constitution was adopted by the Constituent Assembly of India. So in celebration of that, to symbolize that, this first Constitution Museum have been inaugurated, and this museum, it aims to democratize access to the Constitution, highlighting its evolution, the historic debates that took place while creating this Constitution, and the role that Constitution plays in shaping our Indian democracy. All right, now look at some of the informations regarding this adoption of Indian Constitution. This is part of your static GK. The provisions which related to citizenship, elections, provisional parliament, temporary and transitional provisions, all these came into effect immediately on November 26, 1949, when the constitution was adopted. But the entire constitution, if you look at it, that from when did our entire constitution come into effect? It came into effect on January 26, 1950, which we celebrate as our Republic Day, right? So remember that on November 26, 1949, our constitution was adopted by the Constituent Assembly. But the whole of the constitution, it became fully effective from January 26, 1950. Now, the drafting committee, there were a lot of committees while this constitution was being formed. The head of this drafting committee, the chairman, was B.R. Ambedkar ji, and it constituted 7 members, including B.R. Ambedkar ji. There were 7 members in this committee, and B.R. Ambedkar, he was the chairman of our drafting committee. Very much asked question in your polity, in your GS/GK section, right? Constituent Assembly, this assembly, it had 11 sessions over the year of 2 years and 11 months and 18 days to frame the constitution. So this is the time span that it took to frame the constitution. Now this is also a previously asked question in your PSC examinations, that is in the state PCS examinations. So if you're a state PCS aspirant, please remember this. You have to remember 2 years, 11 months and 18 days. This is the exact time period that it took, and it was 11 sessions that it took to create the Constitution of India. Initially, the constitution had 395 articles, but after the amendments and everything, now it has more than 400 articles it has now. Now, few more important facts that you need to remember is that Prem Bihari Narayan Rai Zada, he had handwritten the Indian Constitution. So remember his name. This point is very important. Mark it from the PDF. You'll get the PDF in Telegram channel. Okay. Now, Sir Benigal Narasingh Rao, he served as the constitutional advisor to the Constituent Assembly. So this name, and he served as the constitutional advisor. This also you have to remember. Now let's look at the next one. Bihar is to host the Khelo India Games in 2025. So the Khelo India Youth Games, they are going to take place in 2025 along with the Khelo India Para Games, and it is going to be hosted by Bihar. And Bihar recently also hosted the Women's Asian Champions Trophy in Rajgir, right? This we learned about yesterday, that in the Women's Asian Champions Trophy, India has defeated China and they have become the champions, and this was held in Rajgir in Bihar. Right now, the Khelo India program, this was launched in 2018 by the government of India. So this program, it started back in 2018, and why, with what aim was this launched? It aimed to promote the grassroots sports, right? That is the local level sports. The grassroots means at the very lowest level, at the very local level, the sports, they wanted to incentivize these and to identify young talents across India and to promote them. So to incentivize these kind of games that take place at our state level, at our local level, so for this, the Khelo India program, this was launched in 2018 by the government of India. Now look at the next one. Italy wins the 5th Billie Jean King Cup title. So this again important. Italy has won this year's Billie Jean Cup title. Okay, and who have they defeated? They have defeated Slovakia. The 2024 edition of this tournament, this was held in Malaga in Spain. And what is this Billie Jean Cup related to? It is an international women's team tennis competition. So this is related to tennis. This kind of questions are often asked, that you will be given a name of a particular competition and you will be asked that which sport is it related to. So remember that it is an international women's tennis team competition. It is equivalent to the Davis Cup, which is for men. Davis Cup is related to men's international tennis. All right, now let's look at the next one. British Olympic champion Alistair Brownlee, he has retired from triathlon. What is a triathlon? A triathlon, it is an endurance multi-sport race. Triathlon, you can understand, it will have three sports. What are the three sports? Swimming, cycling and running. So that is a triathlon, endurance multi-sport races comprising of swimming, cycling and running. So Alistair Brownlee, he is a British Olympic champion. Okay, now he has retired from the triathlon at the age of 36. So this name and what was he associated with, this becomes important. Next current affairs. Tata Power partners with ADB for clean energy project. So ADB is the Asian Development Bank. Now Tata Power and the ADB, they have signed a memorandum of understanding for a $4.25 billion loan to finance what? To finance clean energy projects. So for the clean energy projects, a MOU, the full form, remember, is Memorandum of Understanding. This has been signed between the ADB and the Tata Power. Now, Tata Power, it operates India's largest floating solar power plant, which is located in Kayamkulam in Kerala. So, very important point, this point, okay? Tata Power, they operate India's largest solar power plant, and remember that India's largest floating solar power plant is located in Kerala in Kayamkulam. Please remember, very important. Now, about the ADB, the Asian Development Bank, the ADB, it was founded in 1966 and the headquarter, very important again, Manila, Philippines is the headquarter of ADB. What is the function of ADB? It provides financial assistance for the developmental projects in the 69 member countries of ADB. Now ADB, they mainly function in the Asian region, Asia and Southeast Asia region, but they also have some members who do not belong from this region. So Israel recently joined ADB as the 69th member, which is also a non-regional member. So when I say non-regional member of ADB, it means that Israel is a country which is not in Asia, right? It is an Arab country, but so that is why it is a non-regional member, but they have joined ADB and it has become the 69th member. This was also in the news recently, so this point is again important. Now, the ADB strategy for 2030, it guides its mission towards a prosperous, inclusive, resilient and sustainable Asia and Pacific. So that is the strategy of ADB for the year till the year of 2030. Now look, Eden Gardens is to honor Jhulan Goswami with a stand. So who was Jhulan Goswami? Jhulan Goswami, she was an Indian cricketer, right? She has the record of getting the all-time wicket takers, right? The highest all-time wicket takers in women's ODIs. This record. Jhulan Goswami, she has this record. Now to honor her, she has recently retired, so to honor her, Eden Gardens will provide a stand in her name, and the Cricket Association of Bengal, they have made this announcement, right? Now Eden Gardens, where is it located? It is in Kolkata in West Bengal, and Jhulan Goswami, she will therefore become the first woman cricketer to have a stand named after her. All right, now the iconic Eden Gardens in Kolkata, there this stand will be. Now remember this point, here again a static GK point, that Jhulan Goswami, she is popularly known as the Chagda Express. So remember that Chagda Express, this is her nickname, and why? Because she belongs from Chagda, which is a place in West Bengal. So this is again important for your static GK. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he has been honored with the prestigious award by Guyana and Dominica. So recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was a lot in news for getting these the highest prestigious honors of various countries, including Dominica, Guyana. Then also he got the award from Nigeria, right? So Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he has now been awarded the Order of Excellence. Remember this name, because if this was in news, the question can be asked that which is the highest honor of Guyana? Then what will be the answer? The Order of Excellence. This is the highest honor of Guyana. And who is the president of Guyana? It is Irfan Ali. Remember these names. So the president of Guyana, Irfan Ali, he honored our Prime Minister Narendra Modi with this highest honor. And recently we learned this, that the Dominica Republic, they also awarded Prime Minister Narendra Modi their Dominica Award of Honor, and the president of Dominica is Sylvanie Burton. Okay, so Sylvanie Burton, this name again important to remember because it was in news. So Sylvanie Burton, the president of Dominica, he awarded the Dominica Award of Honor to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now these awards, they recognize the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's efforts, right? His leadership, India's support during the COVID-19 pandemic. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, India had helped a lot of these kind of developing countries, including Guyana, and then Nigeria and Dominica. So recognizing these efforts and these leadership efforts of Prime Minister Modi, these honors are being conferred. India provided 70,000 AstraZeneca vaccines to Dominica. So AstraZeneca vaccine, 70,000 of them. So you can understand how important this role have been in preventing lives during the COVID-19 pandemic, right? So that is why these honors. Now look about Guyana. Where is it Guyana located? It is located in the northern coast of South America. So it is a South American nation. So remember that Guyana is located in South America in the northern coast. The capital of Guyana is Georgetown. Again important, capitals and currencies are very important for your GK. The famous K2 Falls, it is located in Guyana. This is a waterfalls located in Guyana, very famous one. Again a static GK point. And the language of Guyana is only English speaking country in the South America. So in the within the South American nations, Guyana is the only English speaking country. Now look about Dominica. Where is Dominica located? It is an island country. It is an island country of the Caribbean. So it is located in the Caribbean region. And this again we have covered previously, but I will repeat here that Dominica is also called the nature island of the Caribbean because of its rich natural environment. It is very rich in biodiversity. Among the very unique wildlife that are present in this region of Dominica is the Cicero parrot. It is also called imperial Amazon because it is a critically endangered species which is found only in the Dominica. So remember, Cicero parrot, it's found only in Dominica and it is also called the imperial Amazon. Capital of Dominica, Roseau. This is important to remember, and Dominica's currency is the East Caribbean dollar. Okay, so that is the currency. So that was all that we needed to discuss. I hope that we can bring you some value. So if you're benefiting from our channel, please subscribe to the channel. This is a new channel. So we are trying to bring to you all the necessary, exam oriented important current affairs along with all the static GKs as well, because the static GKs now more and more it is being asked from the current affairs section. Okay, so that is all for today. Thank you everyone.